Hi, welcome to section 3.2. We're on page 70, and today we're talking about possessive adjectives. So possessive adjectives are going to express ownership or possession, and we use these in English too. So it's like saying my house, your car, their trip, all of those, that my, your, their, those are possessive adjectives. So we're going to use those in Spanish as well. And they are going to match in number, which is why we say here we have our singular and our plural forms. So I'll go ahead and write those out for you. So singular forms, we have mi, tú, su, nuestro, nuestra, and su. Now, su is here twice because it can refer to his, her, its, or your. And then, so this would be like singular, like he, she. And then su here would be like their. Okay, so for referring to they. So actually, this would be better, his or her. So these are our singular forms, and then we also have our plural forms. So plural, mis, tus, sus, nuestros, nuestras, and su. So you notice here the difference is that they have that S there at the end, right? And then here we also have the difference that these are going to change depending on gender. So nuestros and nuestras. Now, because these have to match the noun that they modify, that's why we have singular and plural forms. Because me, like I, am always singular, right? Like I'm just one person. But we have singular and plural forms because I can have one thing or I can have many things. So let me explain what I mean by that. So I can have mi esposo. So here, mi is my, and that's modifying esposo, which is why this is a singular form. Because I am singular, but this is modifying esposo. So it's not about the person who's owning or possessing. It's about matching the thing that is possessed or owned. Like I don't possess my husband, but he is mine. So that's how that's modifying. Versus mis hijos, my children. So here, this is the plural form because it's modifying a noun that is plural. Okay? So that's the difference there. Here, it's a singular form because it's modifying a singular noun. Versus here, we have the plural form because it's modifying a plural noun. Okay? So that's going to be the same for other examples. So let me write another one out so that you can see that too. Okay, so we can have, for example, tu casa and tus carros, right? You is singular. Tu is a singular form. But here, it's tu without the S because the noun that it's modifying is singular. Versus here, it's tus with an S because it's modifying a noun that's plural. Okay? I'll do one more example. So if we have a possessive adjective that is like plural in the sense that the people possessing, we have more than one, we can have nuestro, nuestro papá. Okay? And this could be a group of women. It doesn't matter because this is going to have to match the noun. So we could say nuestra. This could be a group of boys. It could be 10 boys with the same mother, and then it's going to match mamá because it's modifying this, and it has to match because it's a possessive adjective. So it doesn't matter who is actually like possessing, or you know what I mean by that. What matters there is who is actually being possessed, the noun it modifies. Okay, so let's try a different one. We can have nuestros libros. Nuestros libros were here. That matches, again, it matches the ending here. It matches a number and gender. Okay? Okay? And again, it's going to match the noun that is modified. All right. So let's move on from here. We want to make sure, right, as it says here, Spanish possessive adjectives have to show agreement in number with the nouns they modify. And then that nuestro is going to show agreement in gender and number. So they're going to be placed before the nouns they modify, as I've shown there. Okay? And su and sus are going to have multiple meanings. And to avoid confusion, we're going to use this construction instead. So we'll have sus parientes. So like if you need to avoid confusion or you need to clarify, instead of saying sus parientes, which means relatives, you can say los parientes de él o de ella, de usted, whatever it is, in order to remit that confusion. But this is perfectly grammatically fine. If there's a necessity for providing that extra information to avoid confusion, that's when you would use a structure like that. All right. Okay, so that's it for this section. I'll do manos de la obra as always. You can pause the lecture if you want to do the activity along with me. So, número 1 es mi perro. Número 2, mi familia es ecuatoriana. Número 3, tu familia. When it says your fam, that means familiar. So, tu is a familiar form of address versus usted, which is the formal way of addressing. Tu, número 4, nuestro. Because nuestro, of course, is matching profesor. It's modifying profesor. 5 es su reloj. Her, right? Su is what we use for her, and then we want to make sure it matches the noun. So, reloj. Number 6 es tu mochila. Matches mochila, modifies mochila. 7 es tu maleta. 8. Su sobrina. Su sobrina es alemana. 9. Sus primos son franceses, again, because it matches primos. Nuestros hermanastros son sus gatos because it matches gatos. And 12, sus nietos son japoneses. Okay, if you need clarification on any of these, please don't hesitate to ask. You can post your questions in the forum, and I'll be more than happy to answer them there.